Welcome back. Today is the retrial of the ousted President Hosni Mubarak, his two sons Gamal and Alaa, the former Interior Minister of the former regime Habib al-Adli. Also the retrial of the business tycoon Hussein Salim, but in absentia. The court hearing will be held at the Police Academy here in Cairo, and Mubarak earlier had a life sentence together with Interior Minister Habib al-Adli, but the Court of Cassation, which is the highest court in Egypt, ordered retrial after receiving an appeal against the verdict that cited procedures failing. And we're going to discuss, before of course attending the court hearing, which is due in, I guess, in less than an hour or something, or in an hour's time, with our guest, Mr. Mohsen Badawi. He's the chairman of Abdurrahman Badawi Center for Creativity. Good morning, Mr. Badawi.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. And of course, during the previous trial, former President Hosni Mubarak, along with the former Interior Minister Habib al-Adli, were both sentenced to life imprisonment. So what about now, this retrial? What are you expecting for it? Do you think that there's new evidence to come forward?
Normally, they will go through that, but I don't think they have new evidences, real evidences. And I think it's a repetition of what happened in the first trial. Normally, somebody who got a life sentence or a capital punishment would go into a second trial because the legal system needs to be sure of the punishment. The problem is actually a political, not a criminal act. Actually, and we are mixing things.
What do you mean?
Mubarak was the president of Egypt, and there was a revolution to remove him from office. The funny thing is that we are trying to punish him for things happened after the revolution, as if there was nothing before the revolution. There was 30 years that he has to be accountable for. Now we're talking only about what happened after the 25th. If this is only what happened, so why the revolution was there in the first place? But my expectation is not only that. My expectation is that this trial will be the trial within the president's, the new elected president, time. And this is actually will be his test case. He said, I will get everybody's rights, and he will get this to the people, that trials will be made. Now what we saw among the other people of the regime, they went all home. So this is another test case for the regime.
You mean the
now.
other people who were charged, they were acquitted?
Yeah.
So what's going to happen to them? They are acquitted already. There isn't a retrial for them. But my question for you, Mr. Badawi, is that the President Morsy assigned someone in a fact-finding commission or something to dig up new evidence against Mubarak for the retrial. So could you tell us about this new evidence? What possible new evidence could change in the...
Did you hear anything about any new evidence?
No, but I mean, we're just... So we can't imagine anything like that.
Of course not.
Of course not.
Yeah.
You're determined. I mean...
I'm not under the impression that that new evidence will come. Plus, he got a life sentence. What do I need more? Is it the capital punishment that we need? He got the maximum. That
25
could be,
years?
Yeah, it's... Would he go out at the age of 109?
Makes sense.
This trial, the last one, the original one, came up with the best solution. I don't want to go through the nonsense that happened after that. But it was the best. If you want to incriminate him, he got a life sentence for what he he has done. And I think my point is, I want to tell every president coming to Egypt at the time, there was no president yet, to tell him that whatever you do wrong, you'll be accountable for. It's not a matter of I'm looking for revenge. The most important thing, I want the presidents, coming presidents, to feel they cannot get away with it. They will be accountable for it.
So why do you think the retrial is taking place now?
Because this is the legal system. Normally, if somebody gets the capital punishment and or the life sentence or any, he has the right to give more demands. And normally you will find a simple mistake. So according to those simple mistakes, you can go into retrial. And by the way, this is not the last chance. There is another chance for another acquittal, and then the upper court would try.
You think that it is possible that former President Hosni Mubarak will be acquitted?
Everything is possible, but I don't think so. For two reasons. First, people were killed. This is a fact. And he was the president, and the minister was the Minister of Interior, so they were responsible to protect the people, and they didn't. And on those two facts that are there forever, they didn't change, and they won't change, unless if you change the second law, that just leaving them, not protecting the people. So everything will be. So I can expect, according to the court, between 10 and capital punishment. 10 years and capital punishment. But this is the only thing I can really expect. It cannot be lower. The only thing I couldn't understand, why Ala and Gamal and...
yeah, that's a good question.
It's that case was over 10 years. So by definition, it's over. And that's what happened in the first trial. I don't know why this time...
You think it's politicized?
I don't know.
Right, but you raised a very important issue, which is the lessons withdrawn, regardless of the result, regardless of the verdict. Other political analysts agreed on that particular point of reservation, which is regardless of any verdict that could come out after the second court hearing, this could be a promising sign for the revolution that it is achieving its objectives. But some do not agree. Do you agree with that?
This is not the objective of any revolution. This cannot be the objective of any revolution. This is, you make people accountable for the future. So I wouldn't see another president doing the same thing and thinking that he can get away with it. But the revolution is not made to punish the president. It's made for the welfare of the people. Removing the president...
It's not made for revenge.
Of course not. Removing the president is to open the way, to pave the path.
For change.
To build a new life. Actually, we did not start that.
Aren't we even close?
A pity. It's a pity, but we are always talking about destroying the old regime. We are talking about the word fulul, which I disagree with. The problem is nobody got it that revolution is to build a new life, a new Egypt, with a new understanding. And if you look at who are really talked as revolution figures, are all people from the past, from past revolutions. It's not, I don't see anybody talking about the future, with the future mind, with the futuristic ideas.
Right.
And so you said you were very surprised that Ali and Gamal came forward for this criminal court as well. And then Dina mentioned that it may be politicized. Do you think that this is just a way to appease the public, because a lot of people had disagreed with the sentence that they got last time?
There is no way to get another sentence. I didn't read why they had this retrial, because it's a very clear thing. If it's over 5 years, it's over. And this was over 10 years. You cannot try somebody for an action that happened over 5 years ago, according to whatever. But in this case, it was over. This would not change. So I really cannot get why they are here. They have a zillion other things. Why this case? They are still in jail. They were acquitted, but they are still in jail for other reasons. But this case, I cannot get it. So maybe we could ask somebody who is in the court to tell us what's
law
going on.
expert. But then there is also another important question. How many scenarios do we have on our hands, expected scenarios, and in which case could it be? I mean, how would the court verdict affect the political scene? In other words, do you expect?
I started by saying this is not the trial of President Mubarak, this is the trial of President Morsy.
What do you mean by that?
That's what I was going to explain. Mubarak got himself out of the scene. He got himself into Torah, even for 1 year, and he will be, even if he is acquitted. That's over. His time is finished. Now, if President Mubarak gets away with it, so this is against President Morsy. If he gets 20 years, 15 or 10, this is against President Morsy. If any sentence comes to Mubarak less than the 25, this is against President Morsy. If it comes like 25, the same. It's not for him. He did nothing. If Mubarak gets the capital punishment, which I don't think he will get it, this would get, I think, an outcry in favor of Mubarak. So in all cases, politically, I don't think he's gaining anything out.
Who is not gaining? Mubarak?
No, Morsy.
Morsy.
No, Mubarak is
President
finished,
Morsy.
as I started. So this is how I see it.
Mr. Mohsen Badawi, Chairman of the Abdurrahman Badawi Center for Creativity, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for coming, and I guess it's...
right now we're going to go to a really quick break with Dina Yunus, who's going to take us back in time to ancient Egypt and tell us some of the secrets behind the treasures in this country. We'll be right back.